What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com. Okay, now check it out. There is a report that came out that a bunch of supplements, a bunch of vitamins were ordered from Amazon. And they came out, a huge percentage of them, I'm not gonna say the exact percentage, who cares? It's not the point of this video. Huge percentage of them came out not on spec, meaning they were well under the label claim. They did not test out for what was in the product. So this video is going to be about why that happened, how it happened, and I'm sick and tired of people saying that the dietary supplement industry is unregulated. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's going on. Boom! Okay, before we get into this video, see this hoodie? GaspOfficial.com. That's right, GaspOfficial.com. Coupon code Lobliner. Huge discount off of these awesome swag items. Also, a new non-stimulant pre-workout, MTS Nutrition Expansion. Check this out. Has fully loaded doses of L-citrulline, Pico 2, glycerol, coming from Hydromax, the brand, betaine anhydrous, magnesium chelate, L-norvaline, Himalayan peak salt, and ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. The best non-stimulant pre-workout ever. Fully loaded doses. Anyway, let's get into it. So, there's this big misnomer about the dietary supplement industry being unregulated, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Now, let me just start this out with a little bit of a comparison, right? Now, they sell opiates under the pharmaceutical industry, right? Big pharma sells opiates, okay? They sell these painkillers. And what you get is a painkiller that was manufactured in a pharmaceutical quality regulated lab, which is basically certified to be able to produce these pharmaceutical items. And you order and you get the pills, you get them prescribed to you, and you get that pill from the pharmacy, and what's in it is what's on the label, right? However, I could also go to the black market, I can go to the street corner, and I could buy opioids, and they say it's opioids, and the bottle says it's opioids, but it's not. It ends up being cut with fentanyl. Now, to say that I took that black market opioid that was supposed to be that quality was on the label and it didn't contain that, is that Big Pharma's fault? Now, enough semantics about complaining of Big Pharma. The answer is no, because it was not produced under the quality assurances of being in a certified lab, of being a pharmaceutical item, of buying it from a pharmacy. And unfortunately, that's what you get from Amazon sometimes when you order brands that are not following the rules. The dietary supplement industry is very heavily regulated. Facilities like Armada Nutrition in Spring Hill, Tennessee, like Cosmax in Texas, like all these different labs, right? Like Leaf in California. All of these facilities are registered with the FDA. At any given moment, the FDA can come in and audit their facility unannounced, and they will literally sit there for a week auditing every single piece of paperwork you have, every single batch you ran, and then they will issue you grades and they will issue you infractions that you have to fix, or else you face penalties and even being shut down. Now, you got to look for companies that you can trust. Unfortunately, a lot of the brands you see on Amazon does do their best to do checks and balances, but it doesn't always work out. Let me explain to you how the GMP processes work. Every time we make a product, and Brent Laffey, who owns Armada Nutrition, who I also do business with Legacy at Carbon. He owns Carbon. I own Legacy at Carbon. So every time a product comes in, the ingredients alone are tested before being blended. So if you have vitamin C, it's tested for quantitative analysis. So it's tested for if it does match the vitamin C on the assay. If you have betaine anhydrous, you test for that. You test every single ingredient coming in. And then the product is blended. Once it's blended, you send it again off to a lab to be tested to make sure that the blending was done correctly, because sometimes things can happen. And also, as you're measuring in, there are different checklists and paperwork and sign-offs you have to do to make sure everything's intact, everything's in order. However, the problem is douchebags. The problem is facilities that are not FDA compliant, that are not GMP compliant, that do not do all these extra steps to cut corners and to run ingredients that are not regulated. That's where you come into issue. For example, if you are consuming a product and it's made in a facility that produces SARMs, that is not an FDA approved or regulated facility or registered facility for that matter, because SARMs are not admissible. They are not allowed to be manufactured in a FDA regulated facility. However, people still do it. Why? Well, they fly under the radar. So there are not enough FDA agents to be able to monitor and police the industry. The FDA, a lot of this industry is against the FDA. Now, I'm more of a libertarian. I'm a fan of very little government overreach, okay? However, here's the thing. I play by the rules. And by doing all this testing, it's not free. So these companies that don't do the testing we do, that don't do the GMP testing, they're either making a ton more than me to charge the same amount, or they're just completely undercutting our price because they don't have the overhead to be able to run that. For example, Ambrosia Collective, okay? The Ambrosia Collective, we make Planta, make nectar, all that stuff. Not only do we have a GMP facility, we're also NSF for Sport, BSCG, which is banned substances testing afterwards, run all these extra tests. Those tests aren't free. So people go, hey, how come your product costs this and this product costs that? The reason is they're not testing them the way they should be. Another example is protein bars. Now, it is regulated, okay? However, some people fly under the radar. I don't know how they do it. For example, in order to come up with nutritional values for protein bars, most companies just rely on different programs, one called Genesis, which gives you an estimate of the macros. What we do with the outright bar is we actually, when the bar is formulated, once the final formula is done, and then we'll batch check it every other batch or every batch sometimes, is we will send the final bar, multiple bars. So we'll send like 3 samples, send it off to Microbac Labs in Pennsylvania, and they actually test the product unbeknownst what the macros are, and they test it and they give us what the carbs, what the fat, and what the protein are. They also test for vitamin D and other vitamins as to be listed on the label. Most companies don't do that. But to say that the industry is unregulated is crazy. You guys remember when a bunch of companies got letters for having different ingredients in their product? If it wasn't regulated, how would the FDA be sending those letters? They're sending them because those are the regulations. So the problem is not that the FDA or the government doesn't regulate our industry. It's that, as with any regulated industry, you're going to have douchebags who break the rules and make us all look bad. And that's what you saw with this Amazon testing. For example, marijuana is legal in California. It's legal in Illinois. However, there is still a black market for marijuana. So while the marijuana you buy from the dispensary is pure, good marijuana, that stuff you buy off the street might not be the best marijuana. Now, the marijuana industry, when sold through reputable dispensaries, is very highly regulated. I have a friend who owns a dispensary. The hoops they have to jump through to have a dispensary, the amount of investment they need for all the different processes they have in place is insane. However, your neighborhood drug dealer isn't going to go through the same hoops to be able to sell this. So you don't know what you're getting in that dime bag. Bottom line is, I'm absolutely sick and tired of people saying that the industry is not regulated. The problem is douchebags don't follow the rules. So what is the answer? Buy from companies you trust, that have earned your trust for years, and that actually have in the past posted lab tests publicly. My brands, MTS Nutrition, Ambrosia, Pump Chasers, okay? Those are brands that you can trust. Am I saying you can't trust other brands? Absolutely not. There are plenty of good brands in this industry. However, The ones that always seem to get highlighted are the ones that bring us down. There's nothing I hate more than unscrupulous brands who do not follow the rules. Period. Why do I want them to follow the rules? Because it's a consumable good. You're putting it in your mouth and you're swallowing it. Okay? That is a consumable good. With that comes a lot of trust that needs to be earned. So for example, when your favorite Instagrammer or YouTuber comes out with a new product, I've been in this industry doing this exact thing, manufacturing, formulating, all this stuff since 2004. That's 18 years of doing exactly what I do today. I have the experience to procure, I have the experience to manufacture, I have the experience to test, and I have the track record of doing it. However, do you think the dummy who gives you stupid entertaining videos on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, do you think they know anything about how to formulate a product, anything about quality control, anything about work? Look, I have the FDA. I'm not going to lie. I talk to an FDA agent probably at least 1 to 3 times a week. I have contacts with the FDA. For example, I'm running this product expansion, right? We just relaunched it under MTS Nutrition. It's a non-stimulant, scientifically dosed pre-workout. So what I do is I will send this label over to them and I will say, hey, are there any glaring issues with the claims on this label? And they'll usually be like, from what I can tell off the record, no. Or on the record for some, hey, this looks good. Thank you for working with us. The FDA does not want me to do something bad. The people I work with at the FDA are actually really good people. They just want to keep people from getting hurt. Okay, so I'm not here simping for the FDA. Again, I'm a small government type of guy, but when you're dealing with things that people consume and that you promise them a certain result from this experience of taking this product, the FDA definitely has a place. Okay, so what happened is they tested brands, and Amazon can be like the wild, wild west. And also realize Amazon FBA, they take a lot of your money. So it's very hard to make money on Amazon. So a lot of companies will cut corners. Whereas if I'm selling from tigerfitness.com, I don't have to worry about cutting corners because I'm not getting Amazon taking 90% of my money to run their FBA program. So that's where the difference is. So of course you're going to get some bad apples on Amazon, because they're just trying to make sure that they make margin. They continue pumping ads on Amazon. They continue selling more product. For me, it's about results. It's about helping people. And I really love doing this. A lot of people, they launch Amazon companies because it's easy money. Nothing I do is easy money. Everything I do is based on love and work and making sure that people get the experience from these supplements that I get from them, because I take all of my supplements. I love every single thing I take. Because it's non-stimulant, my daughter takes expansion pre-workout. My kids all take ambrosia nectar. You know, for us, we make it for our family first. And if y'all want to join us in having that experience of taking these supplements, that's great. If not, hopefully other people see the value in it, right? But anyway, that's it. So again, the FDA does regulate our industry very stringently. And just don't lump everybody into the same pile, into the same group of douchebags, because we're not. There are very good companies out there. I'm not going to name them now because this is my video. They could talk about their own brand. I'm not getting paid to talk about their brand, but I'll tell you what, if you buy one of my brands, MTS Nutrition, Ambrosia, 015 Nutrition, we still have some of that left, Pump Chasers, anything I'm a part of, I'll tell you this, it's top notch, outright bar. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell. Remember, that's not a game.
Training intensity is everything. If you want to build muscle, if you want to get better, if you want to go hard, you need to train intense. A lot of pre-workouts, they get you intense. But then what happens? You crash. A lot of pre-workouts, they give you the pump, but then what happens? It wears off. A lot of pre-workouts, they'll give you all that stuff, but it doesn't add to your endurance. I want to be able to lift heavy. I want to be able to feel the pump. I want veins bulging from every single part of my body. I want to lift heavier weights every single time. I want to run farther. I want to run faster. I want to push harder, and I want to get bigger, stronger, and faster. And that's why I created Clash 3D. This pre-workout is next level, featuring 3D pump, Vasodrive AP, and a lot of other epic ingredients. Guys, this is the pre-workout that you need to take your workouts and your performance and your physique to the next level. Oh.